From always, there is a process of reward and punishment in the world. Punishment is a natural response to fear and injury. Plato argued that punishment is a benefit to the person because it improves their souls or characters. A philosopher named Jeremy Bentham believed that the punishment could be a best way to make someone less enthusiastic about doing something by threatening bad results if they do it. There were many forms of punishment around in the early time, like banishment. Person has to leave home, boiling alive, branding with a red-hot iron, burning, gas chamber, room is filled with cyanide gas for death. And like this, there were other execution methods include firing squads, hangings, the electric chair, lethal injections, and many more. Corporal punishment, which means to the body, included drawing and quartering, flaying, whipping, beheading, dismembering, and numerous other means of torture or death. People are punished by capital punishment, which describes the execution of any individual who has been found guilty of a certain major crimes. The process of punishment involved sharp axe, sword, or guillotine. The device guillotine by Dr. Joseph Guillotine, who was in a committee to select a form of punishment which is more humane. This machine would not inflict pain to the victim, as the machine would behead a victim by quickly dropping a large blade. And on the other hand, this process of punishment would gain the fear and respect of all people. Hamira became the last person to be put to death in this way. Fines and disposition of property also has been common throughout the history. Execution was an economic as well as a corporal punishment because the person's estate was fortified to monarch. Around 1792, capital punishment described as a form of criminal execution. There have been many debates as to whether or not these methods are humane ways of ending a person's life. People all over the world have objected to it as an unfair form of punishment. Some do not believe that a human life should be taken for any reason, and that to do so is a form of murder. Others feel that the death penalty should be banned because it could mistakenly end the life of an innocent person. Some supporters of capital punishment argue that it's an excellent deterrent that will make potential criminals think twice before participating in a violent act. These individuals believe in the concept of an eye for an eye and feel that every person who takes the life of another should lose their own. Jeremy Bentham was against the death penalty and thus created two concepts. First, mankind would seek to maximize pleasure and reduce pain in all behavior decisions. And second, that a legal system could accurately determine exactly what measures of punishment was necessary to slightly outweigh the potential pleasure or profit from any criminal activity. So he came up with the idea of modern imprisonment, in which there are prison, jail, correction centers that will be used to hold prisoners as a form of punishment. Jail is a locally operated short-term facility, whereas prison is a state or federally operated long-term facility. He worked on a concept for a prison in which the guards would be able to monitor every prisoner at any time without the prisoner's knowledge. His theory was that if those who were locked up felt that they were under constant surveillance, they would behave more obediently. From here, concept of using prison as a form of long-term punishment did catch on. London is known as the birthplace of modern imprisonment. The use of prison was seen as more humane form of punishment than earlier corporal punishments. Prison became a type of banishment. Earlier societies had banished wrongdoers to the wilderness. Prisons, which were isolated far away from urban areas, became the new wilderness. Society was protected as long as the offender was away. Thank you. Thank you so much.